So I've been a math teacher now for 19 years, and in that time, I think I can say with some certainty that, well, people either love or hate my subject. It has this visceral reaction to people. Certainly, it's one we can all remember from school ourselves. Now, I'm not sure exactly why that is. I've got a few ideas, but certainly people love it because, well, it's satisfying. You solve problems. It's enjoyable. You can see yourself getting better at it. I think that's one of the drivers why so many people like it. But I think it's fair to say that, well, not everybody likes it. In fact, some people loathe it. Some people have the math fear. I think there are a few reasons for this. Firstly, well, societal, really. I think that it's pressurized. I think mathematics, well, it's valued so highly culturally for jobs, and it's associated with financial success. It's quite scary when you get things wrong. And of course, there is a right and a wrong with mathematics. You can get it right, you can get it wrong, you can know instantly. And I guess that hurts a little bit more. Certainly in other subjects, there's an argument perhaps, or a discussion. There is no discussion with 99% of high school mathematics. And yeah, that hurts. I think also people don't always get the why. Why are we doing this? I think, you know, when we say teach quadratic equations, it's very hard for a student who's 14 years old to understand where they're going to use this in their everyday life. And honestly, they're probably not. So why are we doing it? And I think that's what I want to talk about today. I don't think it's about topic-specific skills. I think maths is the most important subject on the curriculum, but it's for lifelong skills. It's for skills you're going to take away with you for the rest of your life. So we need to almost get rid of the word mathematics. We're going to throw it out. We're going to call this 3 lifelong skills: deep thinking, independence, and resilience. Those are the things that mathematics gives everyone who goes near it. So deep thinking, I think deep thinking is the easiest one to get our heads around. Of course we think deeply when we do mathematics. We strain our brains. And whenever else do we do that in modern life? We have AI to answer our problems. We can look up anything on Google on our phones. But in mathematics, it's perhaps often the only place we are really straining the brain, really coping with things. And we encourage that in mathematics by first learning a toolkit, if you like, and then slowly increasing the pressure, changing the question, using the toolkit in a variety of ways, getting more complicated, different, more engaging scenarios. At the end of our units here at BSM, what we like to do is have a transfer task, some applied task which gets to use the skills, which brings out that deep thinking. For example, when we do probability in year 8, well, the students invite their parents in at the end, and they have already designed fairground games. So the parents play the games, and there's a lot of background work there. When we do percentages in year 10, well, we then go and look at stocks and shares and investment based on historical data. So we're really using what we've just learned. I think this is where mathematics is brilliant. It is so transferable. Independence. Now, earlier I said that being right or wrong, it hurts. Actually, I think that's our superpower, this right or wrong, because what it's fantastic for is working independently. You don't need another person to check your answers. You can see, you can look it up. It's perfect for making digital spaces as educators. It's perfect for self-study skills. That introductory moment, I mean, education in general is all about going from someone who is passive to, hopefully, by the time they're 18, someone who can seize any learning opportunity. And mathematics is often the first place where people learn to revise and build these self-study opportunities. Finally, resilience. This is kind of the one that's most important to me as a person. I think it's taught me resilience. Mathematics is that thing often that is the first place a child has not done as well as they could have done. I mean, it's vital we learn from mistakes. It's part of growing up. But do you know what? Creating that environment where it's okay to fail, where we can get students to reflect on their learning, what they can do differently, that's essential. We can build that. I mean, I consider myself more of a psychologist than a math teacher sometimes. We have to get the environment just right. We have to build this safe space for everyone to grow. Parents, you're absolutely vital in this. You can't put the pressure on. You have to be so careful. Your primary job is an encourager. You're there cheering your child on. And when things don't go well, don't worry. You're there to say, that's okay. What can we do differently next time? How can you go about this in a better, more productive way? Students, you're not off the hook either. Here's what I want you to do. Next time that you have a test and you do brilliantly, do not scream and shout about how great you've done. Be very careful. Think about how that's coming across to people near you, perhaps people who didn't do as well as you. Anyway, remember, don't be too happy. There's always another test. There's always another opportunity to get things wrong so you can do better next time. Equally, if you didn't do as well as you wanted, don't worry. There's always another test coming around. There's always another opportunity to do even better next time. Finally, I want to just talk to students around the world who are taking mathematics. 15 years is kind of what most people spend studying this subject. 3 or 4 hours a week. Imagine the hours that have gone in, the commitment. What an incredible achievement that you are partaking in. Brick after learning brick, building this wall, this thing. To be honest, what you are building isn't a wall, it isn't a house. You're building this human being with the deep thinking, independence, and resilience to thrive no matter what the circumstances. Thank you so much for listening.